Good morning from Northeast Arkansas, November 17th, 2020. And I was going to do this earlier in the month and I just kind of forgot. But I bought a 2017 Ford C-Max Energi in September. And at least until it gets to be too much trouble or until I get tired of it, I'm going to track my local trips. And if I go on a real trip like to St. Louis or anywhere else, then I'm going to track that separately. But this is just around here, any place where I leave the house and I wind back up at the house in the same day. That's what I consider a local trip. So I'm tracking the date, the trip miles, the EV miles, the miles per gallon, percent of EV miles, kilowatt hours, and kilowatt hour cost. In Jonesboro, Arkansas, the kilowatt hour cost is 8 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, feel free to pause on any of these pages and take a closer look if you want. I'm not going to do that. But let's look at the 4th of the month. You see the infinity sign on miles per gallon. Now, if I took a trip that day that was 7 miles and another that was 7.1, I'm going to combine those together. If there was gas used, I won't combine that with another gas trip because I'm afraid that my calculations will screw up the miles per gallon for that day. Where the app will tell you, like on the 5th, it says 53.1 miles per gallon. I simply got that from the app. Hopefully it's accurate. And on the 5th, also 182.7 miles per gallon. Well, I'd have to do some type of mathematical formula to figure out what the average was for those two by combining the EV miles. I'm afraid I'd get it wrong. So just so you know. But the more infinity signs, the better. And of course, the Ford C-Max Energi is rated for somewhere around 21 miles of electric. But it depends on a lot of factors, whether you're going to get more or less or exactly that. Okay, and let's go back. Okay, let's look at this first page again. 1, 2, 3, 4 infinity signs. 4 infinity days on the first 11. That's always good to see. The second one goes from the 11th to the 23rd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 infinity signs. That's even better. But electricity in this area is cheap compared to California. Let's look at the 13th. The 13th, 5.4 kilowatt hours. I guarantee that was the whole battery. That's about what my battery holds, about 5.5 kilowatt hours. If I drain the whole thing, sometimes they'll say I use 5.3, sometimes 5.4, sometimes 5.5. But it's 43 cents is what it cost. So I got, it cost me 43 cents on this day to get 149 miles per gallon on a 32-mile trip. So ask yourself, in your current car, if you could pay 43 cents to something you would put in the gas tank and for the next 32 miles get 149 miles per gallon, would you do it? All right, I would. But some of you may have more money than you can shake a stick at and you don't care. Look at the 23rd, 225 miles to the gallon. Dang! I only drove 3 miles of gas that day, 87% electric. Okay, now toward the end. This will go 23rd to the 31st. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Geez. 6 days in a row of infinity. I used gas on the 24th. I didn't use gas again until the 31st. So my gas engine did not start for 7 days. Even though I drove 6.5 miles, 5 miles, 9.7, 5.1, 14.8. But I never drove over that 21 miles or whatever it is, that I can get. And here's the final stats for the month. I drove 880.2 miles. 604.4 was electric, 69% electricity use, and 126.7 kilowatt hours for $10.14. I shaded out the miles per gallon because of the same problem I talked about earlier. It'd just be too hard to figure it. But when I get gas, I'll know what my miles per gallon is because I do track that as well by using the age-old formula of MPG. Figuring out what it is. You just simply take the gallons you put in, divide by the miles you drove since the last time, easy peasy. So it cost me $10.14 in electricity. And I think I probably got about 100 to 110 miles per gallon, this month, somewhere in there. So would you pay $10.14 if your vehicle, your current vehicle could get, 100 miles to the gallon over the next 880 miles. I think for most of you, that's a bargain. Of course, for most of you, it all boils down to what you want to drive. Especially with gas being cheap, most people are going to drive what they want to drive. And, MPG, the cost be damned. It doesn't matter. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But I actually like this car. Even if it didn't plug in, if it's just a straight up hybrid, I would really like it. And here's something else I think I've discovered. I used to have a 2013 Prius, and I wish I could drive it again just so I could see. Because, I haven't driven the car now in probably 3 years, maybe 4. I can't remember exactly when we got rid of it. But it seems like that this 2017 C-Max, even when the main battery runs dry, which at that time drives just like the standard hybrid. Because like I said, there's two kinds of there's two kinds of C-Maxes. A hybrid and then the Energy, which is a hybrid with an extra big battery that you plug in. Excuse me. Once that battery runs dry and you're just a pure old hybrid at that point, it seems to be so much more efficient than the Prius. Not better gas mileage, just easier to drive without burning gas. The Prius gets like 57, 58 miles to the gallon, I think. This one will get about 38 or 39 once the big battery runs out and you're just in hybrid mode. So the Prius blows it away on miles per gallon. Not even close. But I'm telling you, the Prius, I used to sometimes see how long I could drive without the gas engine kicking in. Like say I was at a stop sign. If there's nobody behind me, and I wasn't keeping anybody from going the speed limit, I would slowly build up my speed, very slow, and see how far I could go without the gas engine kicking in. It seems like, if I remember right, it was almost impossible to get above 20 or 25 without the gas engine kicking in. And unless I drove extremely slow acceleration, that gas engine is going to kick in. The C-Max, man, it's not like the C-Max. I still have to go kind of slow I can't stomp it when I'm at a stoplight, okay? But I can go pretty normal from a stop sign or a red light and build up my speed quite a bit sometimes before that gas engine kicks in. I can get up to 40, 45, maybe even 50 miles an hour before the gas engine kicks in, even after the big battery has ran out. So I like that. I like that quite a bit. Man, this is a nice car. Nice car. And I'm really happy with it. Because I've been buying cars a lot the last few years, trying to find the right one. I get the usual smart aleck comments, which I don't mean smart aleck like it bothers me. It's just how else you going to describe it. Usual smart aleck comments. Well, you've had it 2 months. When you going to trade again? Ain't about time you trade? I'm like, yeah, probably next month or 2. I'll probably get something else. Who knows? You never know about me, But anyway, all right. You have a great day. And I will do November's a lot quicker than today's. All right. And so y'all be good. And thanks for watching. And remember, chicks, dicks, cars, and electric cars. You have a great day.